This isn't my first time owning a Windows 11 laptop, but the experience in 2026 is completely different. I bought this laptop, which was manufactured in 2026, has a new chip and GPU a month ago, and what I have experienced so far vary from simple to annoying to literally want making me return it, thinking it was a faulty unit. The first and most noticeable change is the setup. Back in the days, it took 20 to 30 minutes. You entered your name, your Wi-Fi password, answered a few privacy questions, and you were in home screen to heaven. Now, it takes 45 to 60 minutes on average. You have to personalize your AI, forced into mandatory updates, have to accept or decline Game Pass trials, Microsoft 365, OneDrive plans before the home screen even loads, and most of my time was wasted on things I didn't even need. So, a big no. So once you're inside that home screen, it is pretty obvious that Microsoft is forcing Copilot into every corner. They even changed the keyboard standard for the first time in decades to include a dedicated Copilot key. But actually, the Copilot you're seeing today is way less noticeable than before. Initially, they pasted the brand onto everything. Even basic things like Notepad, Photos, or Snipping tool had it. Since it was integrated as a core feature of Windows 11, it was pinned to taskbar by default and you couldn't just uninstall it. But thanks to their own internal data and community complaints showing minimal interest in Copilot, we got the cleaner and more peaceful version of Windows 11 you see now. By the way, the Copilot icon is still pinned to your taskbar, but you can just unpin it, or since it's a completely standalone app, you can just completely uninstall it. But what you can't remove is the dedicated Copilot key. Well, first of all, most people think it's absolutely unnecessary. It replaces the right control key, disrupting decades of muscle memory for programmers and gamers. And if you hit it by mistake, a huge AI sidebar takes over your screen and your workflow is interrupted. So a big no. While they pulled back from their AI branding, the traditional bloatware is still there. Microsoft still pins third-party apps or games to your start menu, and I'm constantly receiving notifications that my local storage is unbacked just to push Microsoft 365 subscriptions. The widget panel is still filled with low-quality celebrity gossip or clickbait. So, as a wise man once said, imagine paying more than $2,000 for a laptop just to see some random shit pop up on your screen. And one of the most craziest things about 2026 is the RAM situation. Not long ago, 8 gigs was the minimum and 16 gigs was the sweet spot for multitasking and gaming. But this month, Microsoft posted a document stating that 32 gigs was the new sweet spot for gaming, for which they received severe community backlash. Well, first of all, due to data centers, there is serious memory shortage. A 32 gig kit costs a lot of money, and let's say you have a newly purchased laptop that has 16 gigs of RAM and you want that sweet spot. If that RAM is soldered onto your motherboard, then that means you have to completely purchase new hardware. And second of all, people said rather than telling us to go and buy more hardware, you can focus on optimizing Windows for better experience. If you just go to your task manager, you will see that there are a lot of unnecessary apps and bloats running in the background, and they consume sometimes up to 15 to 25% of your CPU. Well, fortunately for me, I have the 32 gig configuration for my laptop, but if you have lower RAM, that translates into reduced performance and high temperatures. But Windows 11 does give that modernized and centered look. It misses some few heavily favored features from Windows 10 which they did not include in Windows 11. So for example, the taskbar was highly flexible. On Windows 7 and 10, you could just move it to the side or top, but on Windows 11, it's only locked to the bottom. That feature is important because it gives you some vertical workspace when you're working on something. And also, the Windows 10 had a resizable and highly customizable start menu, which is missing on the Windows 11. You could resize the Windows 10 start menu to be full screen or smaller, and you got to choose what it showed. But on Windows 11, the size is fixed and you cannot remove the recommended section to reclaim that extra blank space, and you're also met with forced content, which is to a degree annoying. So far, I have experienced one software instability. To extend my battery life, I set a limit of 80% in my power manager. It worked for a few charges, but then one day it went ahead that threshold. My settings were unchanged, yet it ignored them. So I had to go all the way to BIOS to refresh the same settings, and to this day, it just sometimes charges above that threshold and sometimes stays at it. On a Windows laptop, since it isn't a complete package like Mac and multiple things come together to make a single product, you have to troubleshoot through multiple layers to find the boot. But even then, sometimes you just don't find it at all. So now for the serious one. A few days after buying the laptop, I started gaming. I downloaded Steam and set up a few games and started playing. When I plugged the laptop in, the fans would go absolutely loud, and I knew straight out of the box that it was pretty normal for a gaming laptop to do that. But things changed when I accessed my command center. I saw that my GPU was burning at 80 degrees and my CPU was burning at a terrifying 102 degrees. Well, my first reaction was that, but instantly after that, I knew that meant thermal throttling. But the weird part was that when thermal throttling happens, the performance drops, but my performance stayed smooth. I was getting the highest FPS possible and my graphics were set to their highest settings. So I tried a few common fixes, which was checking for clogged up intakes or factory plastic, and there was nothing. I also tried the 99% power draw fix for gaming laptops, which was pretty common. It's when you set the power limit from 100% to 99, which tells your laptop to go in but not all in, and that did not work either. I was this close to returning the laptop, but then I found the main cause. It was the turbo boost mode. So it was completely hidden from my control panel and I had to go all the way to registry and flip a few numbers just to make the menu appear. And once I accessed it, it was set to aggressive mode from the factory. So it basically told the laptop that don't care about heat, just burn yourself out and give the best performance for the sake of benchmarks. I tried setting it to enable, but it still didn't fix that. Some laptops, if the turbo boost mode is on, they will try to burn themselves regardless of which mode you set it to. So disabling it finally fixed the issue for me. My temperatures were normal and I didn't have to worry about gaming again. So after almost a decade in this ecosystem, from Windows 7 to 10 to now 11, I've decided that I am staying. The gaming, browsing, and productivity is still great, but you have to know how to fight some conflicting settings and the ones that get changed without your permission. And it's also worth noting that Windows 11 just isn't any simple operating system. It was built on a foundation of over 30 years of code, so doing things like right-clicking or launching apps still relies entirely on that code. So I'm curious to know, which operating system do you use? And after all its pros and cons, why are you sticking with it? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.